Hey, welcome back. We're going to do this video kind of as a follow-up to the prior video that was titled Damascus Rapture. And in that prior video, we took a look at possible linkage between the destruction of Damascus, Psalm 83, and the rapture. And we used the Net's Septuagint Bible and really looked pretty hard at Zephaniah chapter 2 and kind of saw those different three things within that one passage. And so and it looked like the rapture preceded Psalm 83 and the Isaiah 17 reference to the destruction of Damascus. And so it got me to thinking a little bit today about how much more of the signs should we expect to see before the day of the Lord or before the rapture of the church in particular. And I guess you could argue we've probably seen, if that description of Psalm 83 and Isaiah 17 was correct and that interpretation was correct, it leaves us to probably not seeing any more major signs than what we've already seen before the rapture occurs. A lot of people are saying, boy, if Psalm 83 happened, wouldn't it be a great witnessing tool, because you could bring people right to the passage and have them read it for themselves and they could see that the Bible is true. And in some ways, I was holding up personal hope for that, knowing many unsaved people, including my family. But I'm not sure we're going to get that. I think what we're going to look at today argues that for the people that are looking for the coming of Christ, you'll know it. And for the people that aren't looking or are rejecting Christ, they won't know it. And so let's just take a look at 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, the first 5 verses here. Give that a read through first. Now concerning the times and the seasons, brothers, you have no need to have anything written to you. For you yourselves are fully aware that the day of the Lord will come like a thief in the night. While people are saying there is peace and security, then sudden destruction will come upon them as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman, and they will not escape. But you are not in darkness, brothers, for that day to surprise you like a thief. For you are all children of light, children of the day. We are not of the night or of the darkness. So in this passage, I think it's very clear the people that are looking for the day of the Lord are the children of the light, and it won't surprise you. And the people that aren't are in darkness, and it will come upon them quickly. And the analogy is as labor pains come upon a pregnant woman. Let's just take a look at a couple of reinforcing passages, and then we'll kind of wrap this one up. It'll be a short video. 2 Peter 3, but the day of the Lord will come as a thief, and then the heavens will pass away with a roar, and the heavenly bodies will be burned up and dissolved, and the earth and the works that are on it will be exposed. Let's just come down here and get a few more verses of Matthew 24. For as were the days of Noah, so will the coming of the Son of Man. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day when Noah entered the ark. And they were unaware until the flood came, swept them all away. So will be the coming of the Son of Man. And then 2 men will be in the field, one will be taken, one will be left, 2 will be grinding at the mill, one will be taken and one will be left. Therefore stay awake, for you do not know the day on what day your Lord is coming. But know this, that if the master of the house had known in what part of the night the thief was coming, he would have stayed awake, but not have let his house be broken into. Therefore you must also be ready, for the Son of Man is coming at an hour that you do not expect. Okay, and so in this one we see another example, and it's a very famous passage people like to quote, for as the days of Noah, so will the coming the Son of Man. But look at this verse 38 and down a little bit. For as in those days of the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. Now, a lot of Bible prophecy people look at the days of Noah and they jump back to Genesis 6, which I do as well, and they go into, the Nephilim had invaded the earth, they had polluted the genetic pool and all that, which I agree that is, if you go back in Genesis, that's definitely what those days were before Noah entered the ark. But the verse 38 here is maybe the more important one for this video. For as in those days they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage. And those are the common everyday activities. Those are, nobody suspects anything. Nobody is walking around in panic. And so I think what we're seeing here is maybe what I'd argue for is we're not probably going to see any more major signs that would be discernible to people that don't study and look for the signs. I think that the next thing that's likely to happen is we're going to see the rapture, because all the other signs that you would look to, people look for Ezekiel 38 and 39 war, which is finally won by God himself, decimating all these armies and bringing the Jewish people back into covenant relationship. Well, that would be so dramatic. Again, anybody could read the passage and they wouldn't have had to have been a believer. They could read it and at least have to admit there might be something there. And I guess I would say the same thing with Psalm 83. If that war occurred and all the exact right population groups came after Israel, people that just wanted to be in denial of the Bible and its legitimacy would basically require much less faith if that action actually occurred to believe than people that are looking for Jesus' second coming. So I'm sort of making an argument from what isn't being said as much in the Bible as what is being said, meaning if people that don't look for the day of the Lord are going to remain in darkness, they're going to be eating and drinking and giving in marriage, doing the everyday activities, and the people that are looking for the day of the Lord are the ones that are going to be taken and raptured. I think we've got an argument for no major remaining signs that are going to occur that could easily be pointed back to the Bible. And so appreciate everybody giving me feedback on what you think about this. I guess it's not typical teaching. A lot of people are looking from everything from Nibiru to, big tribulation events occurring, or Ezekiel 38 and 39. And I think we can look at the precursors to all those things, but I don't think we're actually going to see any of those major events unfold that would point you right back to Bible passages that would be irrefutable. I think there's going to be this general ability to ignore the Bible, even though there are lots of signs. They're not specific enough to say, boom, here, unbeliever, read this. There's no escaping that this is what's happening. So appreciate your feedback and let me know what you think. Thanks.